My favorite day of the week is always the day that CGC comes back in. Stay tuned and let's see what we've got. Welcome back, comic book fans. This is Rusty again with Collector Auctions, and today we've got a brand new CGC unboxing. This right here is an economy order that I sent out last May, middle of the month. It is now, today I'm doing this unboxing on February 5th, so just under 9 months to get these books back. I'm really excited about seeing what they are. They're mostly Silver Age. I think there's a couple of early Bronze Age books in here, and these are all, for the most part, PC books that I want to keep in my collection. And as I said, I'm real excited about seeing this. I'm optimistic, especially after the last CGC unboxing I did just a few weeks ago. And these two orders, I did not fast track. It took 8 to 9 months on both orders. I have since learned that I think doing a fast track on an economy order is the way to go. I did one, it was my third order, and I got that back within about a month. I don't have the exact dates, but that one was a really fast turnaround, and I think I'll continue with that model instead of letting these sit there for over 9 months. When I do my own cleaning and pressing on these books, you want these books to be graded in a relatively quick turnaround time, so you don't have time for any kind of reversion on some of the things that you might have worked on. Paper memory, things come back, ticks may come back in because of that paper memory. So I want to get these books graded quickly from now on. It's a lesson learned. I think that's what I'll be doing from this point on. But before we get into this, make sure you hit the like button, slap the subscribe, and definitely hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on content just like this each and every Monday and Friday at 10 a.m. And make sure you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, where I end up selling a lot of the books that I have on my PC for much better deals than I have on the eBay store that I have. So guys, check me out on there, follow me, and if you see anything you like, just DM me and make me an offer. All right, that's it. Let's get into these books. Okay, so like I said, these books right here are mostly Silver Age, and there's a couple of Bronze Age, early Bronze Age in there. They all fell into that category of pre-1975 and less than a value of less than $400. Now, unlike my last order that had some Silver Age books in there, I did not have my predicted grades on this. This time, I did a little research before, and I went back, even though it's been 9 months, I went back and I found my list. I've got my list right here of what I thought these grades were going to be. I'm hoping that I graded conservatively and don't miss anything. Now, I missed something on one of the books in the last order that really dropped the grade, but I also had a couple books that far exceeded what my expected grade was on certain books, and that was just fantastic. So, guys, get a chance, check out that video. It's only a few episodes ago, but check that out, and you can see some other great Silver Age books that I just got back recently. But, okay, let's get into it. I'm rambling again. So, here it is. I've got my orange trusty knife. Let's see what we've got. Now, I have not looked ahead on the grades on this. I have been very good about this. I know some people think that a lot of people on YouTube, when they do these CGC unboxings, they already know what the grade is and that our reactions are faked. But I'm telling you that I've done this before where I know what the grade is. And my reaction, I don't think I'm a good enough actor to fake what I think what my reactions should be. I know what they are when I open the box, and that's why I'm opening the box right now live with you guys, so you see it, you actually see it before I do. It takes me a few seconds to look around and see that you actually see it before I do. So I've got the box open, it's sitting in front of me. I'm going to do a quick peek to make sure that it's not, they're all backwards, so when I pick them up I don't see anything. Yeah, I think we're okay. All right, now this is not going to be in any particular order. I do have my list here, so I know what's in the box, but I don't know what order they're going to be coming out in. Yeah, yep, it's backwards. Okay, we're going to start off with a great Fantastic Four book here. This is number 61. It is a Sandman appearance, and I think like a lot of these books, there's not any real big key in these unless I've missed something. But right off, I took a look, and they're great books. They're all great, mostly Silver Age books that you would want in your PC, but not necessarily key books. But if you can get them at high grades, it's definitely something to have. So, all right, let's see what we have. I always love this cover, and I think covers like this from these issues in the 60s, issues in the 50s and in the 60s, the Jack Kirby, Joe Sinnott artwork, but the coloring, I think, really is what's striking about this. I mean, I really am becoming very appreciative of the coloring that was on a lot of these books, especially the covers back then. It's not flat color. It is definitely layered, but there's just something really nice about it as opposed to a lot of the digital coloring you see today. So, all right, let's get into it. Issue 61, 7.5 on 61 here. Now, these were out of the PC, and I've had these for many years. Let's see what I predicted on this. All right, so I definitely did not grade conservatively on this one. I had it at about an 8.5. Now, this was what my grades were around, like I said, 9 months ago. So 7.5 is not bad. I don't have values on this, but when you see the video, I will put up some values on the screen so you can see what a current 7.5 on a book like this would go for. I know what I had valued it at 8.5, but I definitely overgraded on this, and by at least 2 grades right there. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not necessarily disappointed, actually. I suppose if it had dropped much lower than that, I suppose I really would be, but this is definitely in that ballpark. Not going to complain yet. This is a great issue, though. I always loved the battle with this, and I think this leads into the first appearance of Blastar in the next issue that teams up with the Sandman. So that was a key first appearance of a major villain. Well, is he a major? I don't know. He was pretty darn strong. So not bad. It's not a bad start. It's not an outstanding start, but we will see what the graders' notes say. This is a spectacular copy because even looking at this, I'm going, this is really nice. I mean, I don't see any... The reason I got it graded is because I felt like it was really nice. And that scares me a little bit because I look on a book like that and I still would put that at an 8.5. I don't know if I'd put it at a 7.5. So we'll see how it goes from this point on. Hopefully we won't be downgraded in this order. All right, here is a personal favorite. I've talked about this book before. It is Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., number 15. You've got the great Herb Trimpe. How do you guys say that? I never knew how to say his last name. And years before he was working on... Actually, was he working on the Hulk at this point? I'm not sure. I guess we still had Tales of Astonish at this point. So maybe he wasn't working on that. But he would be. Anyway, point being, I had this issue as a kid. I had inherited it picked it up in my grandparents' attic on one of my treasure hunts one day when I was very young. And I've had this issue ever since. And this is not this particular copy, but I always loved this issue. You've got the first appearance of the first Bullseye and his death as well. And you've got the death of Nick Fury as well in this. And it's just wonderful artwork. Fury taking on Hydra. Great issue, great artwork. And I just want to keep getting it. I keep getting this book. I've got, I think, a 9.4 in the collection already. And I felt like this was a really good copy. I picked it up at Baltimore Comic-Con 2 years ago now. But I'd been working on it, and I had finally submitted it. So let's see how we did. 8.0. All right, let's see how we did compared to what I thought it was going to be. Where is it here? Right on the button. This is what I thought it was going to be. It was an 8.0. It is off-white to white pages. Can't complain about that. This is a book I will have for sale because, as I said, I've got a higher grade. I bought a graded version from CGC at some point over the last year. And definitely, I had higher hopes for some of these. Grading conservatively, you want definitely better than what you think that you're getting. But 8.0 is right on the target. The spine is a little bit rough. There are some spots right there, but solid 8.0 on this. Very well presenting. I love that cover. It's one of my favorite covers. So 8.0 on that. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with that. That was right on the dot. Okay. Let's see what's next. As I said, we've got 12 books to go through here. All right, here is a personal favorite. It is part of that John Buscema, Tom Palmer run on the Avengers. I think this was the first issue. I think it's the first issue where the two of them teamed up. You got Quicksilver returning to the Avengers as well as Scarlet Witch. And as you can see, she's not a redhead in this. So Beautiful copy. I always love their artwork. You guys know I talk about their artwork all the time. I had a couple of Avengers books from this run. In fact, I've got another one in this one, but I had a couple in the last CGC box unboxing. Grades came out pretty good on those. Let's see how we did on 75. 9.0. Not bad, not bad. What did I think on this one? Yeah, I had this as an 8.5, so we did a little bit better than my estimation on that, so we're ahead on this one. Yeah, it's a nice, very nice. Yeah, it's very sharp. I will definitely go through the grader's notes on all of these and see if there's anything that will distinguish anything. In my last order, I had a Captain America that got knocked down a lot, and it was because of a water stain that went throughout the whole book, and it was so faint that I actually just missed it completely. So, or I didn't, I saw it partially on the back cover, but I didn't notice it really on the pages on the interior, and they must have really, I think that's what really knocked it down. So, you never know, there might be something you miss like that, and I'm hoping I don't make misses like that often. All right, here is another Fantastic Four. You've got a great Silver Surfer, The Thing cover. This is issue number 55. I remember picking this up off of Heritage as a raw, and I felt like it was a really good copy. Let's see what we did on the grade. Ooh, 6.0. Now, I can tell you that is going to be lower than I expected. Yeah, well, not by much. Actually, I had this graded out as 6.5, so it's not, I'm a half a grade off, so I guess that's not bad. I felt like I had picked up a better copy, but a 6.0 on this is not bad. This is just a beautiful, beautiful cover, and you got some great artwork. I always love this story, the battling. You do have some damage down here in this corner. It's little, you can see the edge here, it's got some color breaking creases there, so it's probably a pretty fair grade. I know the back looks really nice. You've got some spine ticks on the top. I suppose this is a pretty fair grade. I was looking at a 6.5. I'm not off by much on that, so that's not bad. It's not bad. I have to go back on Heritage and see what grade they gave it. Now, they don't give it a number grade like CGC. They just give it a regular grade, near mint, very fine, fine, fine plus, things like that. So I have to go back and see if I actually raised that up. Even at a 6.0, did I raise that up at all, or did I just kind of hit it right in the middle? I feel like that was just a solid single on that, or a easy butt, maybe. All right. Now, I've got two copies of this in here, and I will tell you I'll never be able to tell which one is which. I had them both. My prediction on both of these were 7.0. It is this Daredevil 43. And you've got this wonderful Jack Kirby cover, really extreme perspective of Captain America and Daredevil. This cover has been homaged all the time, an awful lot. And I love this. I love the book on the inside. You got Gene Colan artwork on there, of course, and you've got this wonderful cover. This is really a cover book more than anything, and I felt like the two copies I had were both presenting really well, but I know that I had a 7.0 marked on my list. Let's see how we did. 8.0 on this one. Okay, coming out ahead on that. That's pretty good. I know, as I said, I had a 7.0 on both of these. They were different damage defects on each one, but both of them were equally as good in their own way. So at 8.0, we've got off-white, the white pages. Got this big date stamp of June 27 right up here in the indicia. But yeah, beautiful. This is a beautiful copy. Yeah, and with that black cover, it's tough, but yeah, 8.0 is pretty solid on that. I would have liked to I'd like to get one of these up to an 8.5. That's my sweet spot for Silver Age books from this time frame. But an 8.0 is not bad on that one. We'll have to see when we get to the other one how we did on that. But that's two grade jumps over what I expected on there. All right, here's the second one. And let's put that in there. Let's see how we did on that one. Ooh, yeah, that's even better. I've got a 9.0. So guys, if anybody wants an 8.0 right now, I'll make you a good offer on that. Just send me a message, or email me, or come through Instagram if you want an 8.0 and that 8.3, or issue number 43. Yeah, I'm pretty happy right now with that 9.0. That's 2 grades over what I thought. now I'm wondering if I actually graded both of them at 7.0 or one of them was a 7.0. But yeah, this is pretty good. It's a 9.0. I'll take that out every day. That's awesome. That is awesome. Grader's notes on these is going to be real interesting. All right, how many have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, we're only halfway through. This is awesome. All right, we got 6 books left. Got another Fantastic Four. This is part of that run in the 60s. I just love these issues. This is when they introduced the Kree Sentry, and a one-shot issue that led into them meeting the Supreme Accuser and the head of Kree and in the next issue and everything. And this right here I thought was a great introductory story. I guess it's not a super key, but it is a key comic that we did introduce the Kree in this. And I think I've had a couple copies of this in my collection. It's not a super expensive book compared to some of them around it. But let's see how we did. 7.5. This is, what did I say, 64? What did I say? Had it at a 8.0. So half grade off on that. Yeah, we got a little bit of a dog ear right there. And you definitely have some rough edge right up here, and that dark green indicia really shows off any kind of rub up there. But the rest of the cover, a little bit of stress around the staples. Yeah, that's a pretty fair grade. You've got some color breaking softness on this corner down there. That's a pretty fair grade on that. That's a solid 7.5. Again, another off-white to white pages on that. Beautiful copy. Beautiful copy. All right. What do we got? I'm looking here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 more left. It's exciting. Guys, do you love opening up boxes? I don't care if I was selling these or keeping these. I love doing these unboxings. It's so exciting to see what you get. All right, here is one that I'm probably overestimated the grade. Probably, just because it's so high. It's the highest, my grading is the highest one I had in this whole box. It is a Silver Age book, or excuse me, a Bronze Age, early Bronze Age, is one of my favorite issues from the issues in the 120s. You've got Thanos here, and it's part of that crossover storyline with Captain Marvel at that time. Jim Starlin, I don't know if I'll have to read the stuff, but I don't know if he actually wrote this or what his involvement was with this. I'm pretty sure he was working with Steve Englehart at the time on this. But beautiful cover. I own at least a 9.4. I may even own a 9.6 in this. And I keep going back to this book and just keep adding it to the PC. I know Thanos, we've already done it in movies, but characters like this, their sustained value in these books stay high because these are just great stories and great early appearances of some of these major characters like this. So let's see how we did. Yeah, I really was over my skis on this one. You got an 8.0 on this. Man, that one's right now. This is the big disappointment. Yeah, I can tell you, I probably definitely overestimated things on this. I can see way too many color breaking ticks to be a 9.4. Yeah, I'll just say we'll call this one a mulligan because that is an 8.0. That's definitely not staying in my PC, but it's still a great book. And what did I tell you? I was going to look at the credits here. Yeah, Steve Englehart's story. I'm sure. Yeah, he doesn't mention Starlin, but I'm pretty sure that they were involved because I think Englehart was writing Captain Marvel at the time with Jim Starlin. So, story continues from Captain Marvel 32 and continued in Captain Marvel 33. And it's funny that I said that because we'll get to some other books here in a little bit. But 8.0, that is definitely a disappointment. But it's my own. This one definitely is on me. That's not on CGC on that right there. Still a pretty solid grade. I'd like to have seen that up to that 8.5 at the very least. But it is what it is. All right, now here's a book. It's my oldest book in this submission. It is Avengers number 7. Now, this is a book that I picked up from Heritage Auctions as a raw. It was definitely a rougher copy, but I felt like the price was really good when I picked it up. And this one was completely one. I'd never had this issue. I had, for one point, just about every Avengers out there except for issues 1, 2, 5, and 7 were the only ones. So I picked this up kind of for the PC, but if it grades out better than what I expect, I'll definitely be looking to maybe to sell this to help pay for some of this order here. So let's see how we did on this book. It was definitely rough, and I'll tell you what my prediction was. I got a 5.0 on that, and that's better than what I thought. I thought I was going to get a 4.5, and that was kind of just guessing it. I'm not very good about discerning the differences in these. I haven't done this long enough grading-wise to be able to grade out books and tell you why things are a certain grade, especially in those lower levels like this. But I'm real happy with this because, as I said, I had this as a 4.5. 5.0 is going to come out. Hopefully the market hasn't come down even more, but you've got early appearance of the Masters of Evil. Another, this is the original Baron Zemo there. You got the Enchantress. I actually sat down and read this book carefully before I actually submitted it and worked on it and everything. Because, yes, I've read the stories and collected issues, but there's something about reading the original comics that gives you a really nice, it's a nice pleasure to be able to handle a book. Maybe handle it carefully, of course, but to read the original pages and to feel the texture of the pages and the aroma of the old pulp, there's something really nice about that. And this came out really good. We'll see what the value is, and I'll put that on the screen, but I'm real happy with this. We got a bump on this one definitely right here. All right. 3 books left. And I've already given a clue as to what 2 of them are. So let's see what we've got. All right, and here's the first of those 2. It's Captain Marvel 32. We literally just talked about this. This leads into that Avengers 125. Now, this was a book that I did more as an experiment. I bought this at a local con last year, and it was, they had valued it pretty low. They had judged their condition, and I said, let me take this book and let me see if I can bump it up. I think I can work with it. I think it had pressable defects. I think it had dry cleaning opportunities that I think I could have worked out, and I kind of had fun with it. And this one's like for fun, and I know what I had on my grade. I think I put down an 8.0 on this. I will tell you, if I get an 8.0 from this, it'd be fantastic. But I'll tell you, the way they graded it, that dealer, I wouldn't expect, it probably was more like a 6 or a 5, the way they graded it. So let's just see how we did. 8.0, wow. Right on the target. And this is a big jump compared to what they sold the book for. This particular dealer had price tags where he had a price on there, but then he had 3 other, or at least 2 other prices. And what he did was, it kind of showed you what the grading range or a price range for books were. So it wasn't that it was any of those 3 prices, but he basically, if it was a high price, it was a high grade book. If it was the middle one was highlighted, it was a mid-grade, and if it was a lower grade book, that price was highlighted. And he definitely had this as a lower grade book, and to get an 8.0 on this, this is a pretty solid win on this one right here. As I said, I've got the value of that when I did the insurance on this order at an 8.0. So I got to say I'm pretty happy with this, but this is a PC book. I'm working on getting the entire original Captain Marvel Thanos storyline graded as high as I can. I don't have a particular grade in mind, but I'm working on it, and so far it's so good. I've got about half of them at this point. So 8.0 on issue number 32. Yeah, I guess I was wrong. Steve Englehart did not write these. It was Mike Fredericks and Jim Starlin was doing the stories. So he obviously worked with Steve Englehart with that Avengers to get that crossover. Yeah, you got the origin of Drax in this, by the way. So there's a little bit of a key, I suppose. And then you've got Iron Man, Star Fox, Moondragon, Mentor, who is Thanos' and Star Fox's or Eros' father. And Thanos, of course. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Right on target. I think I'm going to end up, overall, I think my grading, unless these other 2 really go up or down versus what I predicted, are going to be very, very different. I mean, it's very on target. So let's just finish up these last two. This is the last one, not the last one, the last Captain Marvel of that storyline, issue 33. Like I said, I've got the 3 issues that go into the last part of the storyline. 33 is one of my favorites. I always love this cover. Thanos is huge on there. Great storyline again. And I remember picking this up at Baltimore Comic Con. Was it Baltimore Comic Con? It was either Heroes Con or Baltimore Comic Con. It was one of the two, but it was from Heroes Aren't Hard to Find at one of the 2 conventions. So anyway, let's see what we did. 8.0. And what do I have right here? 8.0. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be. And yeah, this is awesome. A little bit of a tiny dog ear right up here, and this black right there. Spine looks pretty good. You got a couple color breaks right over here. Yeah, this is a solid 8.0, and I'm happy with that. I mean, come on. These are awesome. These are awesome books to have. I love these in the PC. You're not going to get rich necessarily on these, but you get ready to sell something like this. My daughter can sell these someday and actually make some decent money out of them. So, yeah, got to say, I'm pretty happy. All right, last book. I don't remember what the last one is, but we're going to find... Actually, I know what it is. It's Avengers, yeah. I was going to say, I was missing one Avengers book. This is issue number 82. Now, 82 has the Avengers taking on Zodiac. It's a one-issue storyline. It is probably the least favorite one of the books from that John Buscema, Tom Palmer run from issue, 75 through 84. And artwork's amazing in this. In fact, I think I own 1 page of artwork from this. It's not a key page. In fact, it's a half page with you have some henchmen on it, but it's some beautiful drawings from those two artists. But I'm trying to get this run as well graded. I'd like to get them all in 9.6, but I will be buying some of these raw and trying to work them up, or I will buy them already graded as a 9.6, maybe a 9.4 if I find a good deal. So let's see what we did on this one. 7.5. All right, this is Avengers. Yeah, I'm a little over my skis again on this one. I had this one as an 8. Wait a minute, hang on. Nope. Yeah. I had this as an 8.5 as well. So I missed that one by 2 grades on that one. That's not that great, but it is still a really nice copy. Yeah, I think some of these ticks, it's hard to say. This dark blue is something that could really pick up a dog ear easy, but this top corner is really, really sharp. This bottom is a little bit soft. Back looks really good. Yeah, this one seems a little harsh. So, again, we will take a look at the grades and we'll figure out what I missed and, yeah, where I go from there. I don't know if I really missed anything or I just overgraded it. It's probably a combination of some of these things, but hopefully there wasn't something I really just missed. It was just, my learning experience, maybe coming back and figuring out if definitely I overgraded on some of these. And if I missed something, that's one thing. If I just got it wrong, that's another thing. But anyway, I'm real happy with everything, and I hope you like these books. And if anybody's interested in anything, you can always just reach out to me. So that's it for the books. So what do you think about the comics I got today? Leave me a comment in the comments section and let me know. And that's it. That's it for today. I'm out of here. Join me Friday where I finally go over the comic book shops and the books that I picked up from them on my trip to Virginia Beach. Originally, that was going to be today's show, but I postponed it because the CGC order came in and I wanted to do it first because I enjoy these more than showing off some of the comics I pick up in some of these hauls. This is actually something I think is really helpful for everybody to see what these grades are and what I speculate on for the PC or for resale. So, as I said, I love doing these CGC unboxings. I hope you guys enjoy it too. I get a trip out of talking about these books, and it brings me great pleasure to have these in the PC for however long I do have them. So that's it. I'm out of here, and until the next show, remember, every comic has a story.